Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Star Citizen and welcome back to day 4 of the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo 2950. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me on a brand new episode of Star Citizen. Again, following up from day 3, here's day 4 of the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. So, on display today at the Expo is the companies of Crusader, Kruger, and tumble. Now, as you see from the map, we don't have a lot to look at. We have certainly a lot more concept vehicles and concept ships that are displayed in the display halls and the holograms, but up here we have very fewer ships than what we had in the previous days. So as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. I highly appreciate your company. Now again, as I start off every single video with this caveat, guys, if you're new to Star Citizen, if you're just watching this video of mine on Star Citizen, please remember, guys, that you don't have to buy any of these ships with real money. You can earn all of these ships, every single ship that you see here, eventually within the game with in-game credits. And if you ask me, that is a lot more rewarding, a lot more satisfying to earn a ship that way through your own hard work and dedication, rather than simply just to buy it outright. All you need to join the game right now, if you do want to join the game, all you need is a starter ship that contains a Star Citizen game package. And if you also want the single player game known as Squadron 42, you need a Squadron 42 game package in there as well. So that's all you need, guys. You don't have to buy anything with real money. Now, having said that, guys, let's get started. So you guys know, you guys are now familiar with how we do these videos. Let's get this show on the road, guys. So immediately smack bang in the middle of the dome is the star of today. It is the Mercury Star Runner. Now, if you guys are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe if you like. But I have already done a detailed test flight and review of the Mercury Star Runner. Actually, it's not a review because it's very too early to find out what I think about the ship. It is just a preliminary preview of the ship. Now, in that video, I told you guys that the stats will change, and they have changed. So, the ship is 56 meters long. It is 51 meters wide. It is 16 meters tall from bottom to top. And the cargo capacity has been confirmed to be 114 SCU. It is no longer listed as 96, which is a good thing. It's a good news for all of the Mercury Star Runner owners out there. So this thing can carry more cargo than what it was initially listed as. Now, guys, I had a Mercury Star Runner, and you guys might be saying, wait a minute, Marshall, what do you mean you had? Yes, I no longer have the Mercury Star Runner myself, and every single Mercury Star Runner video, viewer of this video will now be clicking dislike. How dare you melt your Mercury Star Runner? Hang on, guys, just hang on a second, hear me out. Now, I haven't melted the ship. I upgraded the ship to another Crusader Industries ship. Okay, so I upgraded my Mercury Star Runner to a Crusader Industries Genesis Star Liner. So the Star Runner has been upgraded to the Star Liner. It's a bit of a tongue twister, I know. So yeah, I don't own the Mercury Star Runner anymore, but however, I will still have access to the Mercury Star Runner because it is the loaner ship for the Star Liner. Am I mixing this up? So yeah, I'm mixing up the whole Star Runner with the Star Liner thing. So yeah, I'll still have access to this because it's a loaner ship for the Star Liner, which is much bigger, and it's like a passenger kind of a spaceship that is designed to transport passengers, basically similar to what a commercial passenger plane does, like for example a 747, but in space. So having said that, guys, I'm going to give you, again, I'm going to give everybody else who hasn't seen my video a very, very brief rundown of what I think about the Mercury Star Runner, and should you buy it and who should buy it. So in my opinion, this ship is for two groups of people. Group number one, those people who are interested in the whole communication slash data gameplay, which is not out yet, and we have no idea how it's going to be. So that's the first group of people that will be attracted to this ship. They want to do that data running. They want to do that whole gameplay to do with data and communications. So that's one group. If you're interested in that, then yeah, this is a good ship. And the second group of people are people who just like the look of this ship. They like what this ship looks like, and they just want a medium-sized cargo hauler. Considering this thing now has 114 SCU, it's just 4 SCU shy of the Freelancer Max, which is a great cargo hauler. And this thing is faster, more maneuverable, more nimble, better in atmosphere, and better, to some extent, better at multi-crew gameplay than the Freelancer Max. So that's the second group of people who just want to use this for cargo. Now, if you're in the first category of people who wants to use this for that data running kind of gameplay, there are other options out there too, such as the Drake Herald. Now, the Drake Herald is a much smaller ship, much cheaper ship, but in my opinion, they're two very distinct different, they'll play two distinct roles within the whole e-warfare slash communication slash hacking, so on and so forth kind of gameplay. In my opinion, the Drake Herald is a much better data runner in that it's more offensive. It is a much more offensive in that sense that it can get in there and carry out a more offensive role in the e-warfare slash hacking slash data running kind of gameplay. But this thing will obviously be able to hold more physical data. So essentially this thing is like a giant hard disk drive, basically. This thing is like a giant memory stick that can contain lots and lots of information. So it can absorb more information than the Drake Herald. But as I said, I get the sense that the Drake Herald is a much more offensive, capable e-warfare slash hacking slash data gameplay wise in that sense of gameplay, guys. So yeah. So this thing is like a giant, as I said, a giant spaceship of a hard drive. So it can store lots and lots of information. Now, having said that, after all that, do I recommend this ship? Yes. Yes, this is absolutely a good ship. It is a very, very nice medium-sized ship that can do a lot of things and do them really, really well. It's fast, it's maneuverable. Now, those stats can change. I said that in the video. I'm going to say it again. These soft stats can and will definitely change. But you cannot build the perfect ship to make it do everything that you want it to do. This thing does what it does, and it does it well, in my opinion. So I absolutely recommend this ship for anybody who wants to own the ship. Now, the price on this ship has gone up. So it used to be $220. Now it's $260. So yeah, if you guys own this ship and you want to upgrade this ship to something else, it's a good time because the price on the ship has gone up. So yeah, so that's all that I'm going to say on the Mercury Star Runner. And today's video, guys, is going to be a short one. There's not a lot of ships to look at, not a lot of ships to talk about. So I was thinking that it was well served to give some time to the Mercury Star Runner. Alright, guys, so let's have a look at these two ships to the either side of the Mercury Star Runner. That's the P-72 Archimedes from Kruger, and the one over there, if I'm not mistaken, is the P-52 Merlin. So the let me check. The P-72 Archimedes. This is apparently a racing-focused snub ship. Now, both of these two ships, this and the P-52, lack a quantum drive, so they cannot quantum drive anywhere, which is a significant shortfall. Uh, Basically, they were introduced with the Constellation series of ships. These are the snub ships on the various different Constellation variants. So this one on the Phoenix, the luxury version of the Constellation, and the P-52 is the snub ship on the Andromeda. So, what do I think of these ships? These spacecraft, guys. Honestly, I think this is more of a toy rather than an actual useful tool, rather than a useful actual ship. This one is a racing ship, so maybe it's useful in racing. Maybe it's small and it's fast. But would I recommend buying these just by themselves without the Constellation? I mean, if you buy a Constellation, it comes with one of these, but no, I couldn't recommend this. I could absolutely not recommend this, and I wouldn't buy one of these myself. So it's just, as I said, it's a toy. They lack a quantum drive, and it's just a single-seater. Like, for example, the Argo MPVU also lacks a quantum drive, but at least they have like some room for cargo, room for passengers. This thing is just a toy. It's good for like a personal transport for short distances. Other than that, they're utterly useless, and I would not waste my money. But that's just my opinion. I wouldn't waste my money on these snub ships, snub craft. I would just buy them in the game. If I wanted one, I would just buy one in the game later on. But the Mercury Star Runner, yes, guys, that's a good ship. That is a really nice ship. Now, you guys might be wondering, so why did you upgrade your Mercury Star Runner to the Genesis Star Liner? I actually always wanted the Genesis Starliner, and it was a good opportunity for me to upgrade from the Mercury Star Runner to the Genesis Starliner. And I already have other ships that can fulfill the same role that the Mercury Star Runner does for me at the moment. Because at the moment, let's just be honest, the Mercury Star Runner is just a fast, nimble cargo hauler. Anyways, enough about the Star Runner. Here's the tumble land vehicles. So this one is the AA version. It carries 2 missiles, as you guys see on the 2 rails. It carries 2 missiles that you can target spacecraft that are in atmosphere. And this one is exactly the same vehicle, but with a Gatling gun mounted on the back, which is a very, very cool thing in my opinion. It's a very, very cool looking vehicle, as you guys see there. I actually really like to buy one, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to buy one because, as I was going to tell you guys, this is not worth it. These ground vehicles are not good value. I believe these are like around $70 each, and it's not worth it, really, to be honest. Even though it's really, really nicely modeled, you can see the turret. It feels like this is an electrical powered Gatling gun. So a lot of good work has been put into this, but unfortunately, they're just not good value for money to spend your real world money on this. You can very easily pick this up in game for a much cheaper price. But nonetheless, a really, really nice looking ground vehicle, especially this one with the Gatling gun. Now, how useful would they be, honestly, like inside of a combat zone or inside in a hostile environment, in an environment where there's shooting going on? How useful is an open top kind of a vehicle like this? You can very easily get sniped. You can very easily get killed, given the fact that these ships don't have any armor protecting you. So you got to take that into account too. Anybody can just shoot into the cabin, pretty much. So it's not a very safe vehicle at that. So, as I said today, not a lot of ships to cover. Some more tumble cyclone variants. So, is it tumble cyclone? No, the cyclone is one of the variants. Okay, so this is the cyclone variant of the tumble car thing. This is the cargo version. So this thing can carry. Let's go ahead and open up the cargo bay. There you go. So this thing can carry probably just a single SCU of cargo in the back. right there. This is the racing version. Again, all same vehicles, same chassis, but different components, different capabilities. But they've done a tremendous amount of work on these ground vehicles, guys. Like CIG, hats off to you guys, honestly, to your artists and your concept artists and everybody who took part in designing these. Look how nicely these suspensions and wheels and nuts and bolts have all been modeled. Like, I want to be able to tinker with these vehicles. I actually want to work on these vehicles. Just have a look at that spring suspension. Look at that control arm. Look at that lower control arm and ball joint. Wow, guys, this is super detailed. Look at is that a fuel line or is that a brake fluid line? What is that? So hats off to CIG and their artists for designing and creating such a beautiful ground vehicle. But however, as I said, I do not recommend purchasing these with real money. Now, however, I have one of these. This is the RN model, I believe. Is that so? Can we? Yes, it's the. No, that's the RC. This is the RN. Yes, this is the tumble cyclone RN. Okay. So I own one of these. It came with a package. I didn't buy it specifically. It came with a package, and this is the recon version. So this thing can carry out a reconnaissance on a planet's surface or on the ground. So that's about it for the actual vehicles that are available inside of the Tobin Expo Center now for today, from Tumble, Kruger, and Crusader. Now everything else here in the display hall is still in concept. So again, more stuff from Tumble. This is the Tumble Ranger. So these bikes from Tumble are not yet in game yet. They're still in concept. This is obviously the combat version of that kind of a dirt bike thing. I never understood why you would have a armed bike. It's I don't know. Could this thing take the recoil from these two guns? I don't know. This just doesn't appeal to me, honestly. Again, same with the vehicles, not really worth spending your real money on. You can easily pick that up in the game. And here's a really cool thing. So this is the Nova tank, again from Tumble. So this is a tank. Hats off to you guys in CIG. Well done. I 100% support the idea of having ground combat in Star Citizen. We absolutely do need tanks. We need APCs. We need a whole plethora of various different ground combat roles and vehicles and everything. The more the merrier, in my opinion. It's a great idea. So this is basically just a tank. It's just a tank, and it's still in concept, and it came out a long time ago. But it still hasn't been implemented into the game. Now, should you buy one? Well, it depends. It depends. If you want a tank, you can go ahead and buy a tank, but again, it's not very good value for money. Although, because it's not in the game yet, we don't know how much it's going to cost inside of the game, so it could be really expensive once it's actually fully implemented into the game. A tank would be significantly more expensive than a ground vehicle. So then again, I don't know. But if you want a tank, here's the Tumble Nova tank. Pretty cool. Alright guys, moving on. I believe this is... Yes, we only have 2 ships left to go in the display hall. So this is the Crusader A2 Hercules Star Lifter, medium freight / gunship. So this thing is basically trying to replicate an AC-130 gunship, guys. So this is what it is. This is the Star Citizen's version of the AC-130. Now, this is designed on the chassis of the M2 Starlifter. The M2 is a military, sort of like a C-130 Hercules, and this is the AC-130, basically parody here in Star Citizen. So, and this thing is cargo bay, carries the ability to drop bombs. So some of that cargo space that you have inside of the M2 gets occupied by those bomb dropping mechanisms. Now this thing also carries 2 large bombs, basically like those Moabs, like the daisy cutters from Vietnam. Again, if you guys know about that, in Vietnam they used to drop these really large barrel type bombs, Moabs. They were called daisy cutters by the soldiers. So this thing is sort of similar to that. Yeah, it's basically a bomber, a kind of a makeshift bomber / cargo ship, but it also has more larger forward-facing guns, and it has bigger and better turret weapons, and it has, I think, more turrets facing the ground and facing to the sides. Again, as I said, this is trying to replicate an AC-130 that can attack ground positions. Now, one problem with this thing is that it's very expensive. It is, I think, just over $700, or it might just be $700. Why should this thing be $700? Honestly, like, if you're going to pay $700, might as well buy a Corvette. A Nautilus is better value for money than this thing for just $700. I cannot honestly justify $700 for just this thing. It's not good enough in my opinion for $700. So it's not a good value for money ship, but it is a very unique ship. It's a very cool, unique ship. So would I recommend it? I couldn't recommend this ship at this price. If it was cheaper, perhaps, but the price is way too up there for it to be viable to purchase. So no, I don't recommend this. And if you do have one of these, just be mindful that it will probably come out at the end of all of the Hercules Star Lifter series. So you got the first one, then you got the M2, then you got this. So this is probably going to be implemented into the game later on. Now, on to the next ship. So this is again Crusader Industries Starfighter Ares Starfighter Inferno. So this is a heavy fighter. Now, I have one of these, guys. I bought one of these, and I 100% recommend this heavy fighter, to anybody. If you guys remember yesterday's video when we were looking at the Aegis Vanguards, I said, so what is the point of the Vanguard after this thing comes out? Why would you own a Vanguard when you can own this? Now, I'm not going to go into detail on comparing this with the Vanguard, but I'm just going to tell you what this is. So this thing is a fighter that has a size 7 gun on it, as you guys can see. So this one, the Inferno version, it has two versions. The Inferno that you see here, which is armed with a ballistic Gatling gun, size 7 gun, and there is the Ion, which is armed with a size 7 energy laser cannon. Now, I picked this one, the Inferno, the Gatling gun, because let's be honest, it's cooler, and it's probably going to do more, pack more of a punch straight away. Now, it also carries, by the way, 4 size 5 missiles. At least that's what they say now. Now, keep in mind, everything changes. Like, everything still changes because this thing is still in concept. And the Inferno, which is this one with the ballistic Gatling gun, is more heavily armored than the one with the energy weapon. But the one with the energy weapon, the Ion, carries more shields and an extra power plant. So this thing will be more stealthier than the energy variant, guys. But do I recommend this ship? Absolutely, 100%. 100%. I would happily melt two smaller fighters. Like if you have a Hornet, and if you have, for example, a Saber, or if you have a Buccaneer and a Hornet, yeah, melt that and get this. This will be great. This will be a really special type of a heavy fighter. It's a true heavy fighter. It's a capital class killer type of a fighter. So a bunch of these could very easily take out an Idris or I don't know, a Polaris or a Nautilus, something like that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so as I promised, I'm going to try and keep this video short. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. As always, remember, if you like the video, to hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe. And as always, guys, I truly mean this. I appreciate you guys' company. I appreciate you guys coming and watching my videos. As always, guys, thank you very, very much. And this has been day 4 of the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. Tomorrow is day 5, and tomorrow, I believe, is the day of MISC. So tomorrow is one of those large manufacturers that has a lot of ships. It's MISC. So until then, guys, take care, and bye-bye.